Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. What happens when the going gets rough? I've experienced it along my journey, and every day is a balancing act. You have to hold on, because what I've realized is that it just takes a changing of attitude to change your life forever. How do we deal with unresolved inner conflicts? What I've seen along my journey is that the greatest friend and the greatest adversary lies within myself. So in healing myself, I have to take 100% responsibility, which is responding to your ability for my emotional state. Because there was a time I was blaming everyone, even you. Yes, you. It was the world's fault for the predicament I was in. I didn't want to take any responsibility whatsoever because I felt like a victim. I felt helpless. I felt the world owed me something. And yes, the world does owe us something. We all owe each other our own true authenticity. But what kept me going was self-care, self-love, but also putting things in perspective. I used to work a lot in hospitals, and I remember there was a man in a coma, and nobody knew if he was going to survive. And I said to myself, what am I worrying about? What am I stressing about? It's not life. And it helped me to resolve the inner conflict. The angels and the demons are archetypes of ourselves. I am very positive, but also I am very negative. To me, that is supreme balance, a perfect equilibrium and homeostasis, just like night and day. It's completion. So many of us are suppressing our emotions. We may want to be happy all the time, or we may want to stay in a very sad state. Whenever we are blocked emotionally, this affects how we feel, and how we feel shapes who we are. Inner conflicts, for me, usually arise from a lack of awareness, but more so when I am in a competitive mode. It's all an illusion. To feel that we can compete with someone else, how can we? Because we are all vibrating in a unique time and space, and we all came here for a different reason. So I say to myself, I don't want to be better than nobody. I only want to accept myself 100% and be better than who I was yesterday. I see that if you are drinking a lot of alcohol, or taking a lot of drugs. This only fuels your inner conflict, because now we are introducing substances within our body which we may not have mastery over. To each his own. Do whatever you want. But we have to see that, are we able to be with ourselves and not use a band-aid? Because the more we use a crutch, even if it's information, you are the book. You hold supreme wisdom and intelligence. And I do this through meditation. I come to know these secrets. I've seen that meditation can heal 90% of all diseases. All diseases emanate from the subatomic level. So they are psychosomatic. Not all of them, but a large majority. So in changing my internal state, I have to start changing how I feel towards myself. You're gonna make mistakes. I have. You're gonna fail. I have. But my mistakes make me wiser. My failures make me stronger. My hardships make me thankful. And my passion makes me unstoppable. People say, how do I deal with hardship? I say, it starts by changing your perception of yourself. Are you someone who always has bad luck? I don't believe in bad luck or good luck. I just use radical action, because the universe is a genie. It responds not to what we want, but to how we feel. And the more we can embrace ourselves, the more we can find that support network. Because many of us, we feel we can handle it all by ourselves. I did, until I realized that other people can help us get through hard times. They can help us and serve as mirrors, reflecting back the inner conflicts we have, so we learn more in the presence of others. Many of the unresolved inner conflicts we have emanate from our childhood experiences, parental abandonment issues. Maybe we had a horrific childhood experience and that left an imprint which affects us today. I had an experience as a child. I'll share it with you. I was young, going through the streets, running so fast, and I bumped into this man, and he wasn't pleased. He held me up and said, "Don't you ever do that again." And I was petrified. And it left a deep wound in my later life. And how I healed it was by making peace, to say that I don't know the consciousness of that man, and it may have changed, but it frees me in letting go, to say that it was not in my control. There was nothing I could do about it. Many of the times we hold on to these unresolved inner conflicts because we feel we should have done something different. We should have controlled the situation. But guess what? It's in the past. All we can change is what we are doing right now. And that's why it is empowering to focus on the way we feel at this precise moment. Not the way we feel about what other people have done to us, but how we feel towards ourselves. That is how to heal unresolved inner conflicts. Give yourself the biggest hug in the world, and you will see the world will hug you back, because the world is your reflection. In releasing negative blocks, it all starts with expression, because fear is contraction. Are you one of those people that when you meet someone, you always want to say something, but you're afraid? Now, this is building up like a pressure cooker until one day, you're gonna explode. So I love expressing myself because it frees me, but more so, it helps to let go of inner conflicts. Many times, it is because we have a split between the heart and the mind. In psychology, we have what we call cognitive dissonance. This is where we are doing something, but maybe deep down we feel it's not that sensible. So that split mind creates conflict within ourselves. We have to know what we want 100%, and we have to move in the direction of our true passion. We have to start seeing that the only ones holding us back are ourselves. And it's a beautiful world, but allow yourself, and this is what I say to myself, to be okay with embracing the dark side. Because people say, "How are you?" I'm fine, I'm all right. But be honest with how you feel at this precise moment. If you are not happy about the world, speak about it. And now you harmonize yourself. But pretending everything is hunky-dory, now we only deceive ourselves. We have to be brutally honest to resolve inner conflicts. But ultimately, it starts with self-love. Because once you love yourself 100%, you will treat yourself like a diamond. More than a diamond. Like a priceless subject. Because you see that you are irreplaceable. Just remind yourself all the time that you don't have to suffer alone. The universe always sends someone. The more we can reach out, even if we are feeling not so good about ourselves, but if we can seek to make people happy, naturally we will experience that happiness. That is how to deal with unresolved inner conflicts. Share yourself with the world. Take the focus off you for a minute, and naturally all the problems fix themselves. We have to ask ourselves, how do I feel? Have a conversation with yourself. That is how to deal with inner conflicts. Become your best friend. And realize you are your greatest enemy. Many of us, we try to escape. I did in my early journey. I wanted to shut down my feelings. That is why my body language was very rigid. My face was like stone. No true expression there. What changed was I began to be more sensitive, because the emotions are our inner guidance system. Once we are connected to how we truly feel, we have more clarity and we can step into that radical action for greater change. It develops our intention. When we are desensitized, the intention and the desire for change is diminished, because now we don't have the communication between our feelings and our radical action. So we end up doing a pretty crazy dance. We have to develop that coherency between the heart, mind, and body to resolve inner conflicts. And we have all the tools we need to create the life we desire. There is no conflict when all your cells are working for you. And just being in a beautiful scenery, a beautiful environment does so much for the body. It puts everything right. Because a lot of us, we may feel depressed, and guess what? We stay inside our room. So all of that energy is circulating around the same space. I tune myself in nature. Through connecting with the elements, we can help neutralize negative energies within ourselves. It's not easy living in a world where everyone is telling us what to do, how to resolve inner conflicts. Who tells you that, hey? Don't listen to them. It's not easy. But what I found is that in honoring your true purpose, you have to be ruthless with what it is you truly want. And more so, we have to let go of guilt, because guilt drains our energy quicker than you can say, you know what? Guilt doesn't do anything except make us feel bad. So I get rid of all the emotions which are no longer serving me, and I laugh at myself, because in resolving conflicts within ourselves, we have to take a very light approach. And that's why you see some people smiling all the time. Stop that. No, because they are communicating with every single cell within their body, and they are telling them, just have a party. It's not that serious. Your thoughts aren't that serious. Many of us, we start to believe that our thoughts are the truth. Our thoughts are merely a collection of data we have gathered from our immediate surrounding. They are not the quintessential truth. No, it's just part of the story. And when we realize we are not our story, it's all made up within our head, we can start to embrace the power of now and let go of unresolved inner conflicts. Become a magician and realize that the power of alchemy is very simple. It's simply a power of making a choice of whether or not we want to stay in the same position and be complaining about how bad things are, whether we are in a poverty mindset, or making a choice and embracing an abundance mindset, one of infinite possibilities, but more so one where anything is possible. The choice is yours. This is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? A, B, C, D. Phone a friend or ask the audience. Or even better, just know you already have the answer within yourself. But there you have it. Take responsibility, self-care, diet, eating healthier foods to feel better, exercising, get that support network going. We are here, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace.